All right, hi guys, welcome to State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I am your host Martin, and this is episode 7, Bitcoin Outshines Gold. Now remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is all for education and entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research before you purchase any cryptocurrency or digital asset. If you're catching this stream live, welcome. And if you're catching the replay, then if you have a suggestion, leave us a comment below. If you like what we do, give us a thumbs up. Hit that like button, that bell, subscribe, and that way you'll be notified when we go live. If you want to keep on chatting with us, you can join us at Discord once the stream is done. And it's time to move on to the news. Now, this article poses the question, can the US Federal Reserve kill Bitcoin? And the short answer is no, but they can make having access to it much more difficult. The central bank could block fiat on ramps, fiat on ramps, and it could make it much harder to buy Bitcoin. BKCM founder and CEO Brian Kelly said that in terms of killing, that'll be very difficult as it's very much like the internet. I would say that it's like if you wanted to do, I asked you to do something, but I didn't have cash, and I wanted to give you a watch instead, and we both agreed that the value of that watch would be a good pay for the amount of work that was requested, and then I just give you the watch. This thing would still happen. The Fed can block on the on-ramps, but people can still do things for Bitcoin, and it can be transferred from one Bitcoin wallet to the other without much problem, and it's even harder because as long as there's another market in the world that still assigns a value to Bitcoin, people can still do transactions with it and have no problems. Now, this article I like because it says that it's the first of its kind acquisition. And basically what happened is one Bitcoin ATM company purchased another one. Brandon Mintz, the CEO of Bitcoin Depot, said that their acquisition of the DFW Bitcoin is exciting news for both Bitcoin Depot and the Bitcoin ATM industry. The 10 existing DFW Bitcoin ATMs that are added will be added to their 22 Bitcoin Depot ATMs already located across Texas, strengthening their network and position in market and supporting the evidence for major growth in the industry projected by experts. The acquisition also demonstrates that Bitcoin Depot has the buying power to acquire smaller Bitcoin ATM operators who might be struggling. Now, while Bitcoin Depot is currently the largest, While Bitcoin Depot is currently the largest multi-cryptocurrency ATM operator in the world, their ATMs allow users to buy and sell Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash instantly. They operate 300 Bitcoin ATMs in the US, and they expect to have 1,000 Bitcoin ATMs by the end of 2020. If you guys remember, yesterday we covered an article where a guy was purchasing Bitcoin at an ATM in a bar in Mexico City called the Bitcoin Embassy. Now we're going to move on to the next article. And while there have been rumors on the market regarding the possible ban on crypto by India, it's turning out to be true and apparently it has more traction. Now, there was a bill drafted which is called Banning of Cryptocurrency and Regulation of Official Digital Currency Bill 2019, which proposes a complete ban on any kind of cryptocurrency, even though the committee recommends they push for adopting blockchain and distributed ledger technology. If the ban was to go through, India might lose 12.9 billion worth of crypto market, So whether or not that's a good move, the regulators will have to look into it, and then they will decide. Maybe they're just playing hard. Sometimes in other countries, payments need to be made for things to go forward, and probably they're trying to do something like that. Now, on August 7th, the European Central Bank announced it would refine its guidelines and rules related to the monitoring of cryptocurrency transactions, and it is hoped that these guidelines would be in place within 60 days, more or less, in the next 60 days. The ABC has been pushing regulators to act quickly in regards to creating guidelines and regulations related to digital currency, as Facebook is getting closer to releasing Libra. Why they're doing it with Libra, I mean, I'm not sure. There's a whole bunch of other cryptocurrencies. Maybe because Facebook has a large audience in its platform, access to much more people that have access to cryptocurrency right now, and it could become much more mainstream, therefore requiring harder regulation. However, EBC Executive Board member Benoit Cour said it is out of the question to allow them to develop in a regulatory void for their financial service activities because it's just too dangerous. We have to move more quickly than we have been able to do up until now. I find listening to this, it made me laugh the first time because I imagine like a sloth trying to move quickly. And, you know, that's sometimes how regulations work. They're really slow. And the world right now is really fast. And they should have started developing this or improving their guidelines years ago. And, you know, now that they're being rushed, they're probably going to come up with something that's probably not going to be very useful, or it's going to have a lot of holes in it or voids, you know. Now, this behavior for regulators, it's like the 5 stages of grief, right? First, there's denial. Nah, it's not going to work. Then it's anger, like, you know, it's working and we're not ready. Then it's depression, and then it's bargaining, you know. Let's try and regulate it and come up to terms with the individuals that are holding crypto and try to make something happen. And in the end, they're just going to accept it, you know. Now, yesterday, we're going to look really quick at the market cap. Yesterday, we closed at 303 billion, which was down 0.43% from the prior year. I'm going to go more into the graph, and we can see it here. And right now, total market cap is sitting at 300 billion, which is 0.81%. Now, onto Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin, it's still dominating. It's increasing for the 9th day in a row, and closed yesterday 0.54% up from an opening of 70.24 and closing at 70.59. Bitcoin, like I said, still dominating. However, right now it's losing a little bit of that dominance. It's very slightly. It's sitting at 70.49, which is 0.15% down from yesterday's closing, which happened 2 hours ago approximately. Now onto the Bitcoin news. And I really like this article. It talks about this company, or this plugin for Google Chrome, which is Lolly. And it gives customers the ability to earn up to 30% back in Bitcoin rewards, or so their website states. And I have their website right here. And right here it says, all right, earn up to 30% back in Bitcoin rewards. Now the plugin notifies the user when they're on a partner's website, and you earn the Bitcoin when you check out using Lolly. Fold is also another way to earn free Bitcoin, as it offers satbacks, which is basically short for Satoshi backs, like cashback. Satoshi, for those of you guys that don't know, it's a fraction of a Bitcoin, which would be the equivalent of saying cents, right? Now, this is done on certain purchases made with supporting vendors such as Starbucks and Amazon. That's for Fold. Now, Lolly has other venues. Apparently, they work with 500 plus top brands. And they do have a list here of the brands that they work with. And some of these brands I know, and I shopped on their website. So I might actually look into installing this plugin. Now, the article, going back to the article, it states that it might help drive mainstream adoption, as users will not be required to buy Bitcoin, but they're going to rather earn passively, right? You're going to get it as cashback. You're not even going to notice. By the time you want to do something, you might have a lot of Bitcoin already stocked. Now, a guy named Harry Alford has an article on Medium which is titled "How Crypto Can Turn the World into Investors." And he says that while loyalty programs are attractive, they have a flaw, and that is that consumers sometimes are not motivated to redeem the points they accumulate. Now, an example, according to a marketing firm called Bond Brand Loyalty, customers neglect to claim loyalty points worth 100 billion, I think it's a year. And according to Alford, Bitcoin could be the solution. Integrating Bitcoin into loyalty programs could enhance the consumer experience while increasing Bitcoin rate of adoption. As Alfred puts it, micro-investing into digital assets could very well be the next shopping experience. And I agree. I mean, like I said, this passive earning of crypto will at some point in time make you hold maybe a large amount of crypto that might be worth something. And right now, it's not like they're gonna give you cash back in dollars, which over time will lose their value due to depreciation, or as fiat is it's made out to be. They can print more money, diluting the value of the money in the market right now. With Bitcoin, that wouldn't happen. If anything, you would be just exposed to the exchange rate that Bitcoin is trading at that point in time where you want to cash it. So you might actually have a larger upside if Bitcoin prices keep going up. And getting up to 30% cash back in Bitcoin sounds really attractive. This company might be doing it right now just to get more users. However, we really don't know. I mean, right now it's 30%. Maybe later on will be 5% like everyone else does, right? However, the new adoption that Bitcoin might have with this might have more people come into the market, and we will probably see more people knowing about the crypto industry and the and the cryptocurrencies that are existing right now. Now, this other article that I'm going to show you, I'm not going to go much into detail. I just like the quick point it makes that says Bitcoin Outshines Gold, which was the title of the stream. And it basically, the world's most valuable cryptocurrency is Bitcoin, and right now it was trading at 11,892, which represents approximately a 60% gains on the month-to-date basis. While gold, what has been considered a traditional safe haven asset, has added only 6% this month. Now, yesterday we covered an article stating that Bitcoin was considered a safe haven. If you guys didn't get a chance to look at it, you can look at our yesterday stream. It was very short. It was only 23 minutes. But you can just jump to that point in the article and look at it if you want. Now on to the next article, and it's also about safe haven and of Bitcoin. And according to Chris Reinersten, the chief marketing officer at Rhythm Technologies, Bitcoin has joined the ranks of safe haven assets. Now, safe haven assets, for those of you that don't know, are assets where investors park their cash at the time of rising global uncertainty, as they flee riskier assets like stocks. And traditionally, U.S. Treasuries, gold, and the Swiss franc have been considered safe haven assets. Now, Kirill Bensonoff, the CEO of OpenLTV, agrees by saying that I believe that Bitcoin is becoming a safe haven asset similar to gold. While the correlation has not yet been fully established, we saw a major downturn yesterday. While Bitcoin rallied, he's talking about a downturn in the stock market. Now, we believe we're going to see more capital fly to Bitcoin in the near future. Now, this next article, we're also not going to go too much into detail. It addresses more or less the same point. However, we're just showing it to strengthen the point. And if you want to read it, you can find it in the description below. And it's this one. It says, Bitcoin has become a perfect solution for protecting funds against risk, according to analysts. Now, with a market cap right now of over 200 billion, Bitcoin is the largest, is larger than the money supply of South Korea, Australia, Canada, and Brazil. Just think about it. One cryptocurrency is larger than the money supply of those countries, not put together. Now, according to statistics, it could soon enter the top 10, outpacing the likes of Russia and India. A tweet by a Rhythm Trader stated that Bitcoin is now the 11th largest money in the world, and it obtained this with only a 9-page paper created anonymously, fueled by a grassroots movement. Now, millions of people have chosen a bank with no CEO, office, or marketing department, and it should absolutely blow your mind. And I agree. I mean, Bitcoin is not owned by anyone. It's not owned by a government. It's not owned by a corporation. It's owned by the people, and it's worth more than a couple. It has more market cap than a lot of countries. And if it were to be a company, it would be ranking position 27. And while in terms of market cap, I think Bitcoin, this article says that it would be larger than Comcast, Boeing, Oracle, Pepsi, Citigroup, McDonald's, Netflix, and Nike. So you can see how much more Bitcoin is worth than those companies, right? Now we're gonna look really quickly at the Bitcoin chart. We're already we're on it. We're looking at it on the daily. We're still in this uptrending channel that we have traced and we're seeing some rejection at the $12,000 mark. If we go into the 4 hours, we're gonna see that we develop again negative momentum. However, it's still more or less within the same 61.3 and what is it, 61.39 and 61.23. So we're not developing more negative momentum slightly. It's more or less even. And as we can see, we're within this downtrend that we have trades within the equidistant channels. And if we wanted to, we could make some adjustments to these channels slightly to demonstrate better the trend that we are to adjust the trend a little bit, because it still fits. I wouldn't call this that we've done a breakout. And we can go here and adjust it to here, and this we could adjust here, right? And it fits pretty good as well. We're still seeing rejection at the points that we would expect to see them, and however, we're still in this we are still within this uptrend. On the daily, positive momentum starting to die down. We are a bit not overbought, but we are a little bit higher than the 50 mark, which would be medium on the RSI. We're sitting at 63.97, and we're gonna have to wait and develop or still develop a pattern on Bitcoin. I mean, we could. Yeah, I would expect for something else to develop. This would be too small of a structure. If we were to make a trend line from here to here, and maybe from here to here, we could create a small triangle. I'm not sure if that pattern or structure will play out. Triangles are neutral. However, we're still within the downtrend and within the upsloping channel we have traced. Now we're gonna move on to Ethereum news. And regarding Ethereum, I just found this article. It doesn't really say much. It just says that Ethereum yesterday fell below the 8% market share, sitting at 7.82. And if we look at Ethereum's market cap or dominance, which we hadn't done in the past, we can really see that it's sitting at 7.8, and it's still falling, right? I mean, Bitcoin's still ruling. It's been falling. The dominance of Ethereum, and you know, we'll see how this plays out for Ethereum. Now on to the XRP news. Oh, actually, Ethereum chart. We skipped it. Ethereum still trading within the, well, this down sloping or wedge right now, not quite triangle. Broke out of the upsloping channel we have traced. We're now in this downsloping channel. How it still could change though, and we could even go as far as, I think we did it yesterday and then we raised it, but you know, something like this and be a triangle. However, I like the larger pattern better, and I wouldn't go into triangle, although we could probably trace this all the way back to here, making it a larger structure. I much rather think of it as a wedge that has a higher potential for upside, to break to the upside. We're developing negative momentum, higher negative momentum, which could bring us down to lower prices. We are a bit sold, not too much, sitting at around 40.99 on the RSI, and that's on the 4 hour. On the daily, we have definitely lost that positive momentum that we had, and also sitting lower than 50 on the RSI, but nothing to worry about. We're not on oversold territory yet. Not even close, right? There's still room to go down, and we're gonna move on to XRP. Now, this article stated this is what MoneyGram is using XRP for, and basically the article just states that a MoneyGram spokesperson told cryptonews.com that they're using XRapid to buy a portion of the current of the currency needs in major receive markets. They expect to expand into several major currencies over the 2-year life of the commercial agreement with Ripple. While they are in the process of developing markets, they cannot disclose which currencies they are buying and their volumes of trading activity. Now, MoneyGram explained in their report that the commercial agreement allows MoneyGram to utilize Ripple's XRapid blockchain product, as well as XRP, Ripple's cryptocurrency, to facilitate cross-border settlement. The company expects that this will reduce the working capital needs and have the potential to generate additional earnings and cash flow. We covered an article on this a couple days ago. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Now, in this article, Facebook's Libra faces headwinds on trust, says Ripple CEO. Yeah, Brad Garlinghouse told Yahoo Finance UK that this new world order of digital assets, they're grounded on trust. People trust Bitcoin, they trust Ethereum, and they trust XRP. Whatever you may think about Facebook, on the trust vector, they've let the public down. I think that creates some headwinds that you haven't seen that manifest itself in the regulatory engagement. Now, I do agree with Brad Garlinghouse in what he says about Facebook, because Facebook faced some major trust issues, and frankly, right now, if Facebook came out with a cryptocurrency, I probably wouldn't buy into it right now, at least not without looking at the paper and what they would do. And even then, what they will do with the information later on, you still don't know, right? Facebook will have probably more access and control to this crypto. It wouldn't be a non-governed crypto like Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of the other ones. Ripple is still, XRP is being held by Ripple still. It's not completely decentralized, but Facebook Libra would probably not be decentralized at all. Now onto the XRP chart real quick. XRP, as we said, we had broken out of this structure that we were in. This other or secondary line of resistance. However, we're still within this down sloping channel and losing the positive momentum that we have, sitting around 40 on the RSI. I wouldn't worry too much about it right now. We might see, if Bitcoin keeps gaining dominance, we might see this go down a little bit more. However, if Bitcoin prices go up without Bitcoin gaining more dominance, we might see the price of Ripple also pick some steam and go up again. Now let's look at the 4 hours and see where we're at. We're gonna get rid of this line. It's no longer, I wouldn't consider it valid anymore, so it's out. And so we are sitting still within the channel, like we said. Nothing much to do right now, actually. So we're gonna move on to Litecoin, and we didn't find anything regarding Litecoin that was worth going into detail. We're gonna jump into the chart. However, we will probably consider reporting on another coin, since Litecoin seems to be lacking news lately, and we might look at another coin that you guys might be interested in. So let us know in the comments. Now onto Litecoin chart. It still remains as we had traced it. We're still within this down sloping channel and within this broadening wedge. We are making a little bit more positive. We seem to be losing that negative momentum slowly, and we are sitting around also 40 at the RSI. This could potentially have what can I say? We could have potential to the upside, because if we look at this here, see, it's a lower low than this low that we had, and we're making less negative momentum, right? And also we are, on the RSI, we're not on. We have a lot of potential to actually propel us up. There's a lot of room to run up on the RSI, and losing this negative momentum could really also help the prices go up. Now we're gonna go into Binance, and I just have one really quick article, and it says what hack investors line up for Binance Coin, and I find this really interesting because yesterday we covered the news regarding the Binance hack of user information, particularly for their KYC data they had collected. Binance said that they didn't hack them; they hacked the previous firm that they had hired in 2008 to help them collect this data and validate it. Now, I don't really trust Binance on what they said, and but I mean, their coin is still a solid product, and people are buying it probably because also the news that came out yesterday from Latin America, and I think yesterday we covered the coin a little bit. We did cover the coin, and we had stated that we were approaching the end of this triangle structure, that we might see a breakout, and we also said that we had, I think we said it on this one, I can't remember, but we also said that we had the tensioning of the Bollinger Bands. They were getting closer, and we could expect some explosion of price, and we said probably to the upside, because we were seeing this divergence in momentum. On the Binance, we did go into overbought territory, went back down, and now we're above it again a little bit, slightly overbought but not too much. If prices stabilize here, the oscillators will reset slowly back to 50, and this could become a new a new regular right now without having to worry too much about price dipping down. However, we are losing momentum, positive momentum. We still have a long ways to go before we actually hit that negative momentum. We would need a really hard drop in price to go down. And regarding this, I guess we could, like we said, we were also on this downsloping wedge, and this wedge, you could say it's bullish, and we were expecting a break to the upside. There were just too many factors that were starting to come together, and I'm glad we broke to the upside. However, the high we've made, at least on the height of the week, it's still lower than the previous high or major high we've had. Yeah, it's higher than this high, but the main one was this one, right? And if we see, we're still not making a major high than any of these bigger spikes we've had. Anyways, guys, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Again, if you like what we do, subscribe, hit that like button and that bell so you're notified. If you believe that the content we produce is of value to you and your friends, please let them know we're here. We'll be glad to form this community together. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye.